a pretty big show.
It is a pretty big show. And Jesse the Light, pretty excited about his matchup. I mean, he's always anxious to collect the bounty. He's facing the newest Axis of Anarchy member in James the Fire Blaze,
who I think is a novelist.
I don't really know much about the guy.
No one does.
I mean, I know that he's been through some tragic happenings early in his career. Early in his life, should I say, his childhood. And Jesse the Light doesn't really care about any of that. And he's going to try and go out there for a victory. But I'm going to pick Jesse the Light. Who do you got?
I'm going with James the Fire Blaze.
It's a submission singles match, have you? No.
I'm aware of this.
But that's not even the opening match of Showdown 30. Just wanted to get that out of the way since we just had Jesse the Light in the studio. What's going to open off Showdown 30 for us?
Well, we're going to have Roberto Deanless. Is that how we would pronounce it? Deanless?
I said Deanless earlier, but I think Deanless might be more correct.
All right, we'll have Roberto Deanless versus Panic 420 against the bitch, Amy Kachira. Who she's kind of disappeared.
Yeah, I mean, Kachira had a very impressive debut against Crazy Clown, fought to a time limit draw, and then ends up losing in the newbie battle royal. So we'll see if she can rebound here, or she's gone. I think she'll be gone if she does not win this match. And then the next match you have the newest member that you mentioned, Mud. He's an ugly son of a bitch. Facing someone who's not a commissioner.
Never was either.
Never was. His name's Flip.
And Flip, if you didn't know, has a history in great wrestling action in other federations. Pretty tough wrestler. And I'm going to definitely give this one to Flip.
Well, that moves on to the... I can't disagree with you. That moves us into the hardcore singles match. A tryout match for the American Hero. And this guy's just being fed to the Southside Creep. Creep already defeated likes of Fong Goulet and Tommy Gunn in one matchup. The American Hero should be no problems at all.
Without question. The Creep is just... he's a world title contender, I think, instantly.
Wow, very bold statement.
I mean, look at who he's beaten. Now he has to show up consistently, but the Creep definitely beat 2 world title caliber superstars last week. Absolutely. He should have no problem with Mr. America or whatever his name is.
The American Hero, same thing. Then this one has
what
a little
the hell is this?
Tommy Cardoza stepping into the RCW ring as a competitor for the first time against Crazy Clown. This one has been building up for weeks. And this one, I think, might steal the show.
Crazy Clown, he wants his shiny. He wants his gold.
Tommy Cardoza slapped him in the face.
Tommy Cardoza just doesn't care what Crazy Clown wants. He's
why should he?
He's like, you're a perennial loser in RCW. What have you done to warrant anything?
He's on a winning streak.
But he beat Mad and Insane.
So
in the craziest match I've ever seen.
So if he defeats Cardoza, could we see the Scorch Crazy Clown tag team?
That everybody's happy. Scorch doesn't lose the titles. Crazy Clown gets his shiny. It's a match made in hell, I guess, with the Devil Reborn.
Perhaps. And then we already mentioned the submission singles match. This moves us on to a table tag match. First time we've seen these guys even tag up. Members of the upper echelon. Do they exist anymore?
I would say. It's a 3-man group.
Well, regardless.
Scorch the leader.
Destruction! Tommy Gunn and Genetic. I don't think Genetic's head's going to be in this one.
Not after getting rejected by Elizabeth Van Short.
I mean, and after getting rejected by Van Short here, I mean, they're facing Stickman, the G-rated Juggalo, and the man who's still alive and kicking, Sean Taylor. Do you expect to see that tag team, Taylor and Stickman?
Whatever works. I think the tag team division in RCW is looking better than it has in months.
Well, that takes us on to another tryout match. Joseph Steele not defending the television title, but he's going to give Schizophrenia, teach him the ropes.
And this guy's a sick motherfucker. There's nothing else you can say about Schizophrenia. Okay. I mean, he's killing people left and right, and he's some kind of Alaskan freak.
Wow, I'm scared. Standard one-fall single match between the Jack Jacob Jacobs and Psycho Prince of Darkness McCullough. Who wins this one? I got the Jack.
The Jack is going to win. I mean, if Psycho could not beat Jesse the Light without hitting him with a chair, I mean, he didn't beat him.
Jesse's a huge guy, though. 320 pounds. You've seen him.
I have seen him. But a DQ loss to a guy making his debut, the Jack is a living legend. The Jack could win the world title if the Jack wanted to make that effort and help out the Jack's career by giving the Jack a championship belt. I'm going with the Jack to easily win this match.
Down. Standard one fall single match. This one, you think it's just a warm-up match for the Pie Man known as Twice Nightly. He's facing Pimp Daddy Thompson, though. That's some stiff competition to come back after being out for weeks in the hospital.
Well, the Feather is once again out of PDT's cap because he couldn't beat 40 ounce.
And I believe that's only his second loss.
Still, it's a pretty big loss to have whenever you're on a roll and you think championship gold is inevitable.
He seems to lose the ones that count.
Very, very true.
And then these next two matches, I don't think they're even going to happen. So I'm just going to make the notion to say the King of the Renegades has to face the returning Baller.
No question about this. And I'm going to give it to St. Clair. He's on a roll. King of the Renegades. He's headed to Payback. We haven't even touched on that.
Yeah.
He's going to go
against
after
possibly Rory Blaze.
He's going for the RCW World title. I would love to see.
What if? Could this happen? Do you think that the Baller, who wants a world title shot, would he challenge him for the King of the Renegades? What a travesty that would be if a guy who just came back takes away the King of the Renegades after leaving.
And then leaves again, maybe. You never know.
You never know.
It is RCW.
So then you move on to a standard one-fall single match between Xavier, Zan, and Xanders and Scorch. I mean, this one, Xavier, Triple X, I mean, he just doesn't even seem to be focused on Scorch. A lot of war of words going on between Triple X and the loose cannon 40 ounce. Can you make light of this?
And you didn't expect this to happen at all because just a week ago, probably not even that, Triple X
was on 40's block.
Exactly. And they were
cool.
hanging out.
They were cool.
And for about 50 minutes, they just chatted it up about RCW and predicted and recapped and everything. And it was just a wonderful time. And now, all of a sudden, they hate each other's guts. What's up with that?
I don't know. But I'm going
to say... I pick Scorch.
I'll agree with that, definitely. I mean, even though Megaton is no longer there being a bastard, I think Scorch is going to come up with a victory.
Think about what happened to Brian Sellis when Logan Bradley was taken out. He was world champion within 2 weeks. Scorch going to follow in the footsteps of Brian Sellis.
And that would not be bad footsteps to follow. That takes us on to the aforementioned loose cannon 40 ounce. Easily the greatest RCW Outlaw champion already. Facing a man who was promised an Outlaw title shot, seems like 5 months ago. And he never got it. Biggs Tomsini. A little bit, I mean, I'd be embarrassed if I was Biggs. You go from the world title picture to the Outlaw? Come on, son.
I think it's just the Biggs Tomsini thinks he has something to prove to 40 ounce. I don't know if he's going to do it or not. 40 ounce is on a roll. And 40 ounce is better than 75% of the motherfuckers in RCW.
I'll go as far as to say he's 100% better. All right, maybe that's a little too much.
I think he has the potential.
He does have the potential
to be the world champion.
But he also has
one
the potential
day
to piss everyone off.
But
I mean, we already touched on it last week. We don't like being challenged when it comes to the airwaves.
Not at all. And I think if Biggs doesn't get the job done, we may have to.
You think so?
Listen to that, 40 ounce. How do you like it?
Real talk.